Hello, this is Denise Lang. I'm here at the county fairgrounds where the Democratic Party of Otero County is having an election to elect a new county chair, a vice chair. We have candidates here who are running for office who are going to speak to us. Exciting time. I see a lot of people with a lot of excitement looking at the future and how we can affect the future in the best possible way. I'm excited to see former New Mexico State Representative Nate Cote here, one of our best representatives we've ever had. Really a good turnout for this event.
Hi, my name is Graciela Raquel Cedillo Lopez. I'm the daughter of Victor S. Lopez, who's running for Court of Appeals judge. And I'm very supportive of him as a daughter, not just because I'm his daughter, but because I believe in the process that he's going through to run this race. He's actually running using public financing, which is a way to get big money and special interests out of the election by limiting him to only collecting $5 donations. $5 donations from individuals. So that's making the race, kind of difficult because we have a very limited budget. So that's why I'm very interested in supporting him and, leading kind of a grassroots effort to, ask people for their support and having them tell other people about him. And right now we're trying to get as many delegates on board as possible. Yeah, that's where we're at. Do you have any questions?
Well, go ahead and say his name again and what he's running for.
Yeah, so Victor S. Lopez, who's running for a Court of Appeals judge, and he right now is a workers' compensation judge. He's been a workers' comp judge for about 4.5 years. He's been practicing law for over 28 years. So he's very qualified. I think he's the most qualified candidate. And yeah.
Great. And if you talk a little bit about why it's important for people to get out or to come to these kinds of conventions.
Yeah, it's definitely very important to let your voice be heard in local politics and to come to conventions like these so that, you could have a say in who's running, your local counties and the decisions that are being made. It's important to have a voice.
I'm Nate Cote, running for State Representative District 53.
And tell us a little bit about why you're running.
Well, I held the seat from 2007 to 2011. I sponsored almost 80 bills, passed about 17 or 18 of them. I'm a energized legislator, and I lost by a few votes last time, and I'm going to try to take it back because I have some unfinished business up in Santa Fe. Not divisive things, but things that we need in New Mexico.
Hi, my name is Victor Lopez, and I'm running for the New Mexico Court of Appeals. That's a court with statewide jurisdiction over criminal, civil, and administrative cases, and I hope that I can earn your support and your vote. I've got 28 years of experience as an attorney and about 4.5 years of experience as a workers' compensation judge. As a workers' comp judge, I have statewide jurisdiction. I was in Las Cruces today, dealing with cases, and last week I was in Roswell, and had a couple of cases out there. So my job currently takes me all over the state. So I feel that I've become very familiar with what goes on around New Mexico and all the problems that face people. But I would appreciate your support and your vote in the upcoming election, both at the pre-primary convention as well as in the primary in June. But if you want to learn more about my background, please look at my website. It's judgevictorlopez.com, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having us here. I'm actually going to get a letter from our state director, who I'm here representing today. So, to the Democratic Party of Otero County, my name is Ray Sandoval, and I'm the state director of the Obama campaign here in New Mexico. Sorry that I couldn't be with you today for your convention, but I just wanted you to know how critical Otero County's role is, not only for the president, but for the future of our entire state. Everyone in this room knows we live in a complicated time, and that re-electing the president means more than just a Democrat in the White House. Under the president's watch, our economy continues to make progress, but we still have work to do, and putting New Mexicans back to work is job number one. but there's so much more at stake. The middle class has been under attack for decades, and the only way to restore the basic values that made our country great is to take back these values, our New Mexican values. No one in this room wants anything handed to them, and no one in your county does either. What we all want is for a fair chance to succeed. The American way, that's the American way, and that's the New Mexican way. President Obama is a man who believes in these values and has stood up to protect them his entire career. Over the next few months, I encourage you to get involved with OFA New Mexico so that we can work together to re-elect President Obama and to set the tone for electing Democrats up and down the ticket across the state. Scott Tillman, me, will be your main point person on the ground in Otero County, so please feel free to reach out to me whenever you need anything from us. 2008 was the most exciting election of our lifetimes, but 2012 will surely be the most important. I look forward to working with all of you, and please feel free to get with me afterwards and grab contact information. But thanks so much for having us, and look forward to your meeting. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Is the microphone on?
Well, thank you very much. You see how much respect we have for each other. Let's give Congressman Heinrich a round of applause. 3 minutes, starting right now. Okay. Well, I'm from a small community of Waganon, New Mexico, which makes Tularosa look like the city of Albuquerque. And I was raised by a grandfather who believed in this country. And we are at a very important crossroads as Democrats, as Americans, and more importantly as New Mexicans. You have a real choice in this election. And ironically, I don't always think it's a choice between democratic values, because I think Congressman Heinrich and I share many of those values. It's a race that we never utter the words Senator Heather Wilson. And we have to be united around that fight. Now, many New Mexicans are telling me that they're worried about the future, and they believe that Washington is broken, that it no longer serves every American and our values. But there's also something else that's broken, and that's Wall Street. In a system where we bailed the big banks out, and yet we struggle to even debate whether or not a Deming Road is going to be built or a water system in Maxwell. There's something fundamentally wrong with the leaders that are in Washington and on Wall Street. We have to do a better job making sure that we elect leaders who understand our issues. There is a better way, like my grandfather fought for. It's investing in education. It's investing in our people. It's investing in small businesses who are really providing a better way of life and the engine of our economy that the American dream is built on. I'll give you my word, as state auditor, I fought hard in New Mexico to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. I fought hard to stretch the dollar so that it works for you. And what no one knows is I did that with 15 employees and just the will to succeed and work with you as a great state of New Mexico. Now, on Wall Street in Washington, we need to send a fighter, someone with a record of real reform. And I'll give you my word that they gave the opportunity to give me a state auditor, that I'll fight hard. Now, I'm an underdog, but our country and our state is a state of underdogs. We've been at our best in our history when we've invested in the underdog. And I'll do my best, if we win this election together, to make sure that Washington and Wall Street invest in you. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Madrid Earhart, and I'm running for Congress because I have been putting up with Republicans for an awful long time. I came from Rio Arriba County, which you know is very Democrat, and when I moved here in 1975 to District 2, it was a real shock, and it wasn't the cactus and the dust. But you know, it's true. It's been 36 years, and of those 36 years, 30 of them have been with Joe Skeen, a Republican, and Steve Pierce. And they have been both self-serving representatives. I even hate to use the word representative because they have not been representing the people of this district. Period. So we're going to have to get together and work really hard because it is going to be a hard race. We have a lot of people who are Republicans, we have a lot that are Democrats, but we have a big group of people that are independent and inclined to state. And so we're going to have to reach those folks. And we didn't reach them, and we didn't get a lot of our own Democrats out in 2010, so it's going to be a big job. But we can do it, because do we want Pierce again? No! I didn't think so. I do want to ask you if you will please, before you leave, sign my petition, and please sign everyone else's petitions. They're sitting at the table over there. But I also had a really lovely interview with KRWD-TV, and if you didn't get a chance to see it, if you will Google me, Evelyn for Congress, and get onto my website, get onto the Facebook button, and you will see the interview on the Facebook. So please watch it. Thanks so much.
We have some great candidates here tonight, and it's an honor to share the stage with them. I probably don't need to tell most of you that 2010 was not exactly the high watermark for Democrats across this country and here in New Mexico. And there were a lot of people who prognosticated, and a lot of pundits who came out and said, that Congressman Heinrich, he won that congressional district. He's the only Democrat who's ever won it. But it was 2008. He's going to lose his district in 2010. And when we declared victory that night, all the media had the same question. You know, what do you chalk up your victory to when a lot of people in better Democratic districts lost their seats? And I said, you know, we always stuck with the courage of our convictions. We never ran from the fact that we took on the health insurance industry when they were destroying our healthcare infrastructure in this country. We never ran from Wall Street when they were putting our pensions and our homes and our mortgages at risk. And I maintain to this day that that's why we won that race, and that's the kind of race I'm going to run for the United States Senate, because that's what it's going to take. If you want to know what kind of United States Senator I'm going to be, you only need to look at the family where I come from. I come from a family where my mother worked in the factories, my dad was an IBEW lineman. They worked hard, they played by the rules, and all they ever really wanted out of this country was for their kids to be able to go to college if we wanted to. And to be able to pay off a modest home after 30 or 40 years of paying the mortgage. And to know that the Social Security and the Medicare that they had invested in and paid into for decades would be there for them when they retire. Well, those are the values that are under attack from this new Tea Party Republican Party that we see today. And you only need to look as far as the Republican Ryan budget to know what's wrong with this country, where they say privatize Medicare to balance the budget. Well, I think we need to balance the budget, but there is a right way to do it and there is a wrong way to do it. And privatizing Medicare is the wrong way to do it. The right way to do it is to roll back those Bush tax cuts for people like Mitt Romney. The right way to balance that budget is to bring those men and women who served our nation so admirably in places like Afghanistan for 10 years now, home to their families, and put that money back to where it is. And the right way to balance the budget is to put New Mexicans back to work. And when we do that, I believe we should be a country that makes things again, that manufactures things, that builds things. And if we do that, we will keep this United States Senate seat blue, and we'll serve all the people of New Mexico. Not just the 1%, not just the few, all New Mexicans. Thank you.
Let's give them all a hand. This is our future, folks. And voting is very important. Very important. More important, I think, now than it's ever been before for Democrats. We don't vote, you know, you snooze, we're going to lose. So we better get out there and vote. All right, next on the agenda are the Court of Appeals judges, and we'll let you decide who to go first, or whatever. Monica Zamora, Judge Monica Zamora, sorry.
Good evening. You know, there are two beautiful documents that coincide with these two flags. The United States Constitution and our state constitution. And under those documents, it is a judge's responsibility to protect the rights and liberties of our citizens. You have to understand the legal system and you have to respect the legal system. The power of judicial review is tremendous. When you think about it, the Court of Appeals is that intermediate court between the district court and the Supreme Court. They hear close to 95% of all cases. When you exercise judicial review, you're using your judgment, your experience, and your intelligence. You're also realizing, and you have to be sensitive to the fact and how those decisions that you make affect the daily lives of the citizens of New Mexico and the real world that we all live in. I have that experience, and I have that intelligence. I practiced, I'm actually going on 25 years, which surprised me. I got a letter from the state bar, and I thought, no way. And sure enough, 25 years. Started out as a civil litigator. For over 18 years, I was appointed by Governor Richardson to my current position as a district court judge. And I've been there starting on my 7th year. I'm assigned to the Children's Court Division in Albuquerque, we're divisionalized. I have gone before the Judicial Nominating Commission 3 times, and I have been found qualified by the Judicial Nominating Commission all 3 times. The first time was for a civil position, the second time was for my current position, and the third time was for this Court of Appeals position. I did get an interview with the governor, but she selected another. And I know that I can beat that gentleman. His name is Miles Hennessy. He's a Republican. I have more experience. I have more extensive experience. I'm admitted to practice in the state, in the federal courts, and I have practiced in the United States Supreme Court. I thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to your support.
For the Court of Appeals, Judge Victor Lopez.
Thank you all. I think this is a very important process. Being involved in our democracy. It's part of what I think makes our country strong and what makes us the people that we are. I've been practicing law for about 28 years. About 4.5 years, the last 4.5 years, I have served as a workers' compensation judge. In that capacity, I travel around the state. I was in Las Cruces today. Last week I was in Roswell. A good part of the time I'm in Albuquerque. And I deal with cases, with issues that come before the court, injured people who are looking for benefits, who, by no fault of their own, have been injured. And we determine whether they're entitled to those benefits, whether it's indemnity benefits or medical benefits. And it's a very important experience, I think, for the Court of Appeals, because a good part of what the Court of Appeals does involves administrative law issues, such as those that I have dealt with. And I think this is a very important court. As Judge Zamora outlined, it's the court that deals with the majority, far in excess of the majority of cases that come before the courts on appellate review. And it's important that you have a judge who has a wide range of experience, as I do, in resolving those issues. Now, one thing that I think separates me from other candidates is that I am pursuing public financing in this race. Public financing is a way of trying to get big money out of the election process. We are limited to receiving only $5 contributions from individuals. We're going to be coming up on a filing date in a couple of weeks. And it's an important process It's, I think, the way judge races need to be run. Because the last thing you want to do is go into court and face someone who has maybe given a large contribution to the judge, whether it's an attorney or a litigant. And so it's very important, not only that we have the experience and that we have the know-how, the writing ability, as I do, but it's also important that we also run the right kind of race. And I think that with your help, not only in the primary, but also coming up in the pre-primary convention, if you will support me, I will promise that I will do the best job that I can as your next Court of Appeals judge. It's something that I've been training for many years. I started off as the clerk for 2 Court of Appeals judges, and it's something that I've thought about doing, worked towards doing, and training myself to do. And I would greatly appreciate your support and your vote, not only on March 10th at the pre-primary convention, but also in the primary. I thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Judge Lopez. A couple of more very important seats in the Court of Appeals. And like Victor, I ran on public money. Getting the $5 is tough. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's never worth it. I want to introduce Nate Cody next, running for the House, District 53.
Thanks, guys. It's great to see so many old friends here tonight. It's really, really cool. I didn't mean it old. Hey, I'm on Medicare now, so please don't touch my Medicare. Those people that were saying that during the Obamacare debates have now changed their tune and say, oh, now we have to fix it. I don't understand that one. But it's great to be here tonight. I always like coming in and seeing you guys and talking with you. As you know, I used to live in Alamogordo, and I live over near Oregon, in Doña County now. I decided after the last devastating loss in 2010, because of the activity of the Tea Party, I was not able to overcome the deficit, but I will this time. I promise you I'll do that. I'm running against the guy that was quoted in the Las Cruces News a couple of months back that when he was asked by a constituent for some help with a road, that his quote was, "It's not in my job description." Believe me, folks, I got some beautiful ones. So it's going to be interesting. What have I been doing the last couple of years? Well, I've been on the platform and resolutions committee for the state party. I see Harvey here. Welcome, Harvey here. It's good to see you. I want to also congratulate, before I go on, Nadia and Art for their offices and new offices. I look forward to working with you all. I've been working in the community a lot, helping with neighborhood watches. I've been down to Chaparral every month, helping distribute Roadrunner food to the needy families. We feed some 250 families every month on food. Distributing at Roadrunner Food at Butterfield, where we feed between 125 and 150 every month. All low income. None of these people pull up in BMWs and Mercedes, believe me. They are very needy people. So the remark that Mitt Romney made the other day was not well received, because really people out there need help. And I love nothing more than to help people and to and I love public service. And I think I'll do public service until I die. And I thought I was a pretty good legislator. If I go back, it would be all that much better because I know my community. Wonderful candidates here. They're great people. They're good-looking people, too.
We absolutely have to get Nate back there. Absolutely. Absolutely. There you go. There you go. Well, I'm not going to take up much time, but I am going to run. I'm running for Senate seat 33. Bill Burt holds that seat now, and I think we're just underrepresented. We were underrepresented when Diane Duran was senator. I know they only want to talk to Republicans. I am for the poor people. Romney's not, he doesn't think they need any help. Yeah, because they have safety nets that the Republicans all killed. Any of the safety nets, they're gone. So I am for a woman's right to choose. I'm for all the things they're not for. So I won't take up any time. Whatever they're against, I'm for it. Okay? So look, my petition is over there. I have parts of Chavez, parts of Lincoln, and parts of Otero, and 8 things. I have at least one precinct in Doñana. So if you can help me out, I mean, I don't know if Bill Burt's going to end up running against the albino Nazi, Adair, or what. I don't know if he's not going to run or whatever. But I'm willing to throw in. We need a Democrat to run for this. We need to be represented in the county the values that we hold dear, not their values. Wrapping themselves in the flag and taking God as their only person is not right. We're a diverse party, and we believe in all kinds of religions and all kinds of marriage. I believe in same-sex marriage. Why would you tax them and not give them any rights? I don't understand that. Okay, that's my speech. Vote for me.
I just want to mention that I'm thinking of running for county commissioner against Ronnie Reardon, and anyone who has any advice for me about doing a good job in that position, I'd appreciate hearing from them, and also, of course, advice about getting elected. So, thank you.
Okay. I also want to recognize Al Hernandez. He's running for a city commission seat. What seat is it? 5, District 5. Did you want to say something? Sure. Good luck to you. All right, Javier Gonzalez, our party chair, is here. Wonderful.
Hello, Ontario Democrats. Are you ready for 2012? Yeah! Can't hear you. That's not good. Are you ready for 2012? Yeah! You have seen here tonight an amazing list of candidates that are ready to fight your fight. If there is anything that we've seen over the last year, if there's anything that we've seen over this crazy Republican presidential cycle, is that there is a contrast between what we fight for as Democrats and what they want for this country. And make no mistake, if they are successful in taking the presidency, we will see, despite everything that they've said, a change in Medicare and Medicaid as we know it, a change in our Social Security, a change in a program that wants to invest in education and be competitive in a global environment, a change in making sure that the top 1% always are able to benefit from the policies of this country rather than the rest of us. You know, we have a president out there who said despite the Congress, despite the Republican Congress, that he's going to do everything he can to put Americans back to work. And today, over the last month, 235,000 Americans have been put back to work. 3.3 million jobs. Now, we know that we just went through a recession. We know that there were the Bush policies and 2 unfunded wars. We know what happens when they have control of this country. We cannot afford to go back. So I'm here tonight to ask you for a few things. As chair of the party, I need to make sure that you fight every day to make sure that our president is re-elected. I need to ask you to fight every day to make sure that we have a Democrat who fills the shoes of the great Senator Jeff Bingaman. And what an amazing job that either a Senator Heinrich or a Senator Valderas would do for New Mexico. And when you look, right, God, let's cheer for these guys because they've earned the right to run for a senator. And we know who their potential opponent is, Heather Wilson, an individual who was voted as one of the most corrupt members of Congress, an individual who wants to support the policies of Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich. Make no mistake, a Senator Heinrich or a Senator Valderas will fight for us every day. She's going to fight for that 1%. So I need you to go out there and make sure you commit to making sure that a Democrat fills the seat of Senator Bingaman. I need you to make sure that you go out there and make sure that Nate Cote returns to Santa Fe to support and make sure that we have a majority in the House. We've only got a majority by 3 members. And make no mistake, Susana Martinez is raising money to try and take that majority. Which means what? Rather than putting New Mexicans back to work, she's going to focus on divisive issues like driver's license bills and other things that do nothing to making sure that our communities are taken care of and that education becomes important. So not only Nate, we want Stephanie in Santa Fe, because Stephanie fights very hard to make sure that Democrats are well represented. I'm closing because I know you have important work and someone's telling me my time is up. Because she fights hard in CloudFront. Thank you for what you do. Madam Commissioner, hopefully we'll get to see that.
Yeah, well, I drove Nora Espinosa out of Otero County.
Okay, good. We want you to drive them, all the Republicans out of Otero. I pledge to you today to support Nadia and AJ and their efforts on your behalf. But I need you to do the same for them. It's hard to be a party leader, I will tell you that. We don't pay them a thing. They've got to put up with a lot of people who really feel like maybe they haven't been heard by their elected officials, or they want the president to do something different than what he's done. But I need you to support their efforts. Because I will tell you, if we just increase Democratic turnout and performance in Otero by 10%, we're going to make sure one of these two gentlemen is our next U.S. Senator. We're going to make sure that Nate Cote goes to Santa Fe. We're going to make sure that our appeals court judges are Democrat when they go to Santa Fe. We're going to make sure, geez, I didn't know. Right, Steve Pierce is, seriously, let's just talk about this later real quick. I know my time is up, but I'm going to use the prerogative as a county chair, or as a state chair here. You know, Steve Pierce, here's a guy that you guys have lived with for I don't know how many years. I mean, we had him before the great Harry Teague went to Congress, and then we saw what Harry did while he was in office, and then we lost Harry. Evelyn, and I remember sitting down with her, and she said, you know what, man? Steve Pierce can have all the money in the world, he can have the biggest Republican support. I'm going to take it right to him. I'm going to take it right to him because he is wrong for this district. And so I want to tell you, Evelyn, I'm so proud of your courage, so proud of your conviction, and we will stand behind you every day as you take on Steve Pierce and eliminate the other corrupt Republican in Washington to make sure that you have the support you need to become our next U.S. Congresswoman for the 2nd Congressional District. So we can make it happen. We need your help, we need your support. Tonight go home, get your families energized, talk about Democrats, learn what the president's doing, learn what the platform is of these wonderful candidates, and make sure people know, as your sign set out there, it matters, it counts, our future counts, making sure that when Democrats are in office, they're going to stand with New Mexico's families. Thank you all very much. Thank you for being here. And onward to 2012.
I'm Hector Balderas, candidate for United States Senate for the great state of New Mexico. I'm running because I'm very concerned about the direction of our country. It's important that Washington begin to invest in people again, small businesses investing in education, and most importantly, win the hope and the minds of Americans so that we can inspire a great next generation. And I'm hopeful that our candidacy will do that. Make sure that we hold on to the Senate seat, but more importantly, make sure that we turn the direction of this country in the right direction so that we can have a better generation than the current one today. Sure, I am the underdog in this race, but being an underdog, I'm in great company because New Mexico is a state of underdogs, and our nation has been at its best when we invest in underdogs. So if you're interested in my candidacy, go to hectorbalderas.com. We need great New Mexicans to get behind this candidacy, and if you invest in me, I'll make sure that Washington invests in you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Madrid Earhart, and I'm running for Congress against Steve Pierce in Congressional District 2, New Mexico. I really am hoping that we are going to see a big change in voter turnout than we did in 2010. So please, register to vote. It is so important. And also, when you're registering to vote, think about which party is going to represent your needs. There's such a vast difference between the Republicans and the Democrats, and I'm hoping that you will choose Democrats because we certainly do look after each other, and it is so important. important. So please get out to vote and vote for me too. Thanks.
Where they can you say website if you have one, or how they can find you on Facebook?
Yes. If you Google me at Evelyn for Congress, you'll find my website. It's actually www.evelynforcongress.com. You can get on to my website and find out more about me. And then there's also a Facebook button that you can push. And there's a really lovely interview that KRWG Television, the PBS affiliate, did of me. And you can watch that and learn more about me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Monica Zamora. I'm currently a district court judge up in Albuquerque in the 2nd Judicial District, and I'm running for the New Mexico State Court of Appeals. I have been a district court judge for the past almost 7 years and practiced civil litigation for over 18 years. It's been a very active campaign. I've been all over the state, met wonderful people, been to places I hadn't been before. It's been a tremendous experience. I have a website. It is JudgeMonicaZamora.com, and on my website it has my background information, my resume, and all the good things that I've done in the community. And I appreciate your support. Thank you.
We know that we have a lot of work ahead of us to try to get these Democrats elected. So if you're listening, if you're watching, if you have any interest in the Democratic Party here in Otero County, give us a shout.